Welcome back, folks. If you missed the last two episodes, we're doing varietal-specific wine tasting with Riedel wine glasses.
We're still here on the couch.
We're still here on the couch. It's getting later for us.
Hasn't the time flown since the last
It's probably
episode?
3 days later. So anyway, varietal-specific. This, my friends, this is the wrong way now.
We're not going to go through the whole crap again. If you have missed the first two episodes, then stop right now and go back and watch the other two, for Christ's sake.
In short, Pinot, Shiraz, Cab Sav, glasses, Riedel, worth trying.
Done for it. We're trying a Pinot, a Shiraz and a Cabernet in all three. We've tried the Pinot, we've tried the Shiraz. We're about to try the Cabernet, and let us just tell you, which you'll discover if you go back and watch the other two, that the difference is nothing short of disturbing.
Yes. Was that the sweeping statement?
That was, no. I'm saving the sweeping statement.
All right. So for the Cabernet, we're going to put a bit of Cabernet in Pinot, Shiraz, and Cabernet glasses, and notice the difference. Yes, we love this wine. It's from Patrick of Coonawarra. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon 2002. It's their reserve. It is a friggin' cracking wine. And you know what? The guy's got a combi.
Guy, yeah, no.
The guy's got a combi. His name's Luke. He can't race for shit. I'd just like to say we had a drag race on the Coonawarra airstrip, and combi Qwoff Boys kicked its ass.
Mind you, if he keeps selling wine like this, he's going to be able to afford to fix up his combi and put a Porsche engine. So
but that would be cheating.
That would be cheating.
But anyway.
Yes. Great wine, crap combi racer. Oh, look at the colour.
Nice guy, crap car.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a really sexy car. Just
look at the colour.
No, it's really slow. This
is an O2 Cabernet. Oh, sorry, we just forgot. And maybe we should have tried a young Cabernet for the purpose of this, but who cares? It's amazing. Look, I'll just show you that. Look at the colour. It's like dirty brown, like sort of.
Yeah, it's getting those kind of orangey tinges on the outside.
Yeah, more than brick or anything. It's like turning brown. It's fantastic.
I can't wait to try it.
All right.
Now,
so what do we got here, Jess?
That's the Shiraz glass. That's the Cabernet. So we're going to save that for later. We'll try it. I'll try it in the Pinot. You try it in the.
So you may recall that. So in the Pinot glass, the Pinot was beautiful and balanced and perfect. Yeah. The Shiraz was a bit weird and
actually
thin and
this is the one glass that doesn't really work over the whole range. It works for Pinot.
This the Pinot was intense and angry and funky in this, and the Shiraz was just complex and layered and brought out took all the good fruit and spice and bits of that lovely Barossa Shiraz and really executed it. Both wines were a bit thinner in this one, but the fruit didn't survive. Drinkable, yeah. But the fruit didn't survive.
Drinkable in all of them, but
and yeah, so the Pinot was very light and delicate, and the Shiraz was just a bit hot, actually, to be honest. It was a right Shiraz, but yeah. So here we are, and here we are in the Cabernet.
Cabernet, getting back to the point. So
Patrick of Coonawarra, thank you. Oh wow,
well, that's all tomatoey and
yeah, absolutely. It's like you've taken blackcurrant juice and
that V1 tomato juice
after dinner mince and V8.
V8, sorry,
V1.
V8,
yeah, absolutely.
V1. Where did I get V1 from?
That's racy. No, absolutely.
Is it? Is it really?
No.
Isn't that Formula One?
Yeah. All right, we're both confused. It's been a long tasting, all right?
We had Shiraz.
We just had the 15.5% Shiraz.
Anyway.
No, all right, so this is really nice on the nose.
It is lovely. It's quite lifted. It's got a lot of tomatoey kind of tomato juice.
Give me a smell.
A little bit of mint.
You know when people say Australian Cabernet and Australian Shiraz, there's not much difference? It's because of that glass.
You reckon it smells like Shiraz?
Yeah, I reckon it's quite juicy, ripe fruits.
This glass makes everything juicy.
Yeah, rich fruit. That is the fruit. That is the bringer of fruit.
Hey, you know what?
That is the crusher.
That is the Robert Parker.
Yes, this is the Robert Parker glass.
In a feminine glass, but it's Robert Parker.
Oh, gee. Only left with smoke and cigar box.
See, this is quite
herbaceous.
Nice. This smells quite nice. Isn't it?
Isn't that amazing? No fruit.
It's just that.
No fruit.
I thought that was quite lovely when I smelled, but it's got
smoky,
nothing.
herbaceous. It tastes really aged. Oh, if you didn't know, you'd go, oh yeah, that's turned into wine. The perfume and the smokiness that has come out in this.
And that's quite doable, that glass. That's really good, actually.
Oh, that's really nice too. What it is, though, that's real red berries and quite thin. But the age of it is good, and it's got nice savoury characters, but it's thin. It's weird and thin.
Dries the palate out more than that.
The tannins are really aggressive.
That dries the palate out. and doesn't have the berry fruit coming through as much, obviously, because that's the berry bomb.
Doesn't it taste younger?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah, it is. The Robert Parker's berry fruit, richness, quite nice.
All right. Now, the Cabernet Glass, the troublemaker,
the big boy,
which has performed terribly in the other two, we might say.
Yeah,
well, the Shiraz not so bad, but...
Yeah.
All right. Hurry up.
I won't get sick of how much it amazes me every time you get the right glass.
I am chafing at the bit, Justin. I am sitting patiently in the wings.
But, but you want to keep smelling it.
All right.
It's a whole nother world.
Oh,
it is a whole nother world. That is Cabernet.
That's Cabernet.
That is Cabernet in all its layers. It's just, it's rich, it's beautiful, it pulls you in.
The mint.
The mint, the chopped
mint.
Yeah.
That's what that does.
It is insanely different from these glasses. Insanely different. This is going to look pretty average.
Do you know what? Again, what this has done, this makes the Cabernet a lot more elegant.
Oh,
not
try it compared to that.
I don't even want it. But this suddenly gives it the journey, doesn't it? It gives it that. You know how a great wine will sort of, you'll taste it and it'll just reveal itself over whatever, 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, a minute. It'll just sort of go, here's what I am now, but I'm changing, but just wait, wait, listen. And then, it'll take you through fruit and then you'll concentrate on the mouthfeel, and then you'll concentrate on the body. Is it a thin or a heavy wine? And then it'll finish on sort of with a spice or the oak or the acid. That gives a Cabernet class. Gives it perfume and mint and
sessionability. Like it's seriously what the common theme.
That's really interesting.
The common theme is it just makes you want to sit down with a bottle and enjoy every last drop of the wine. There's no hard edges.
Doesn't it soften? Doesn't it soften the Cabernet? It's Cabernets need that. People talk about the tannins of Cabernet. This would be my second choice, but it makes it more of a Shiraz. It's a fruit bomb.
Yep.
This, people talk about Cabernet, and that's probably why Cabernet's dropped off a bit from the radar. Cabernet is it's a gentleman, isn't it? Cabernet is a gentleman. But
I tell you what, he's an easy to get along with gentleman in that class.
I get along with gentlemen just fine. Cabernet, this is and this does it. The same qualities about this glass that sort of dismissed the fruit and left a wine either thin or a bit hot or whatever with the Pinot and Shiraz. It just works. It suddenly goes, no, maybe we want a little bit less fruit. In this Cabernet. Yeah. Maybe we want to soften it. Maybe we would. It's amazing.
From these three tastings, watch all three, please. The common theme for me, and it's whether it's Pinot in the Pinot glass, Cabernet in the Cabernet, Shiraz in Shiraz glass. What it does is it creates a far deeper and a far more complex wine with far greater, far more flavours. It's one of those ones that makes it almost thirst quenching. I know it sounds silly, but it just satisfies the palate, and it's quite insanely different in each of them.
Could not have said it better myself. What did you say?
Don't know.
No, absolutely.
So what did I say?
Yeah, you said what it does is it just makes each wine a more complex and layered experience, and more balanced and more thirst quenching. I heard thirst quenching.
You know what? He didn't hear a thing I said, but we just said the same thing. So there you go. It is true, folks.
No, it is incredible. And when we said that this will ruin you, we weren't kidding. And I had a sweeping statement up my sleeve, but now I've forgotten it.
That's the 15.5.
Anyway, it is nothing short of astonishing how. Oh yeah, my sweeping statement.
Thank God you remembered it.
I would go so far as to say that the extra 40 odd bucks you've spent on each of these wines, or 30 odd bucks that you spent to get a good wine, as compared to an average shit whatever wine of that quality. So you're either going to spend 15 bucks on a wine, or you're going to spend.
This sweeping statement's quite long.
Right, you're either going to spend 15 bucks on a wine, or you're going to spend 40 bucks on a wine. Let's say.
Yeah.
The glass has made more of a difference than the 25 bucks.
Yeah.
Now you think about that. So you're going to go from getting your average, just chuck it back wine, smash it, nothing particularly interesting, or you're going to treat yourself and you're getting a great wine.
Yeah.
The glass has made much more of a difference than the quality of the wine.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
that, you think about that for a second. And this is what struck us when we did this. We went, what on earth are we spending so much on wine and then skimping on our glasses?
Well, that's exactly right, isn't it? Because you spend so much money on wine. Well, if you're us, you spend so much money on wine. And if you saved 5% of it, you'd be doubling your enjoyment.
It's almost like what...
5% on glass, I should say.
Once you've tried it in the right glass, you go to say, what a waste.
Yeah.
To have drunk that glass in the wrong glass.
Amazing wine that we bought and spent so much money on. What a waste.
How many winemakers have tried their own wines in the right glass? I'd like to know that. Do they have any idea
how fucking wonderful their wines are?
Do they have any idea what the potential of that wine is? This is the amazing thing.
Yeah.
Now, and this is not kidding. Now, obviously, if you tried all your wines in this, that would be the benchmark. And a good wine is still better in this than a bad wine. That's absolutely, and that's apparent, right?
Yeah.
A good wine is still better in the wrong glass than a bad wine, but a good wine in the right glass, or an average wine in the right glass, is better than a good wine in the wrong glass. I would go so far as to say. Would you?
Yes, I would.
Take that home with you, boys and girls. I feel so stupid now.
Yeah, that sweeping statement was like a whole episode of Qwoff TV. I'm so sorry, folks.
No, all right, there you go. This, I hope we've communicated to you at least enough that you're sitting there going, bullshit.
Or wankers.
If you're just going, come on, then, but we're not kidding.
We're not kidding, and you've
and we're ruined. We're ruined.
Yeah, you know, yeah, we are.
Because now, I've got these at home, right? Not these specifically, but stuff like this.
And you look at them and you're like, ew.
And I'm drinking wine going, yeah, I'm enjoying it, but what could it possibly be?
Yeah.
In the right glass.
Yeah.
And that's why we're ruined. And that's why we now need to go and buy how many hundreds of dollars worth of Riedel? No. Anyway, what I'm thinking is I'm just going to get a glass of each of the different types, the wines I like.
Yeah. And
then I'll work towards enough for my guests.
Even though I find that fascinating, I don't know if these guys are.
There you have it. That is our Riedel varietally specific glassware tasting. And, you know, look, obviously if you've got different glasses and you can't afford Riedel, then just look at the shapes and go close. But if you can, wow. Wow.
I promise you, you won't regret it. If you buy the right glass and put it with the right wine, you will be changed forever and completely ruined for all other glassware. Please, I beg you, if you love wine, get the right glass.
We cannot stress, we want to thank Georg Riedel for opening up. And we're going to say, as a couple of guys have been around wine for a long time, to reach this level of opening up your mind and taking you to a new place, that's pretty surprising. Yeah. And it's pretty exciting. And like we said, it's pretty disappointing because now we can't just fudge it.
And also, now I want to go back and try those ones. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave you with that. Give it a crack. If you can get to one of their tastings, bloody hell, do it.
Do it.
If not, then give some thought to the right glass and the right wine. Cheers, Justin.
Cheers, mate.
See you next time.
Cheers.